But there's some challenges, and I welcome those type of challenges, because one of the things that it also helps me keep in mind is the timelessness of our culture. You know, so sometimes you hear people talking from the perspective of, you know, the yesteryears, you know, reminiscing about how things used to be. I don't speak like that. I always speak in current times, and I reference, like I've been doing in some of the recording right now, I reference some of our customs and traditions, but I show it in a present context. How some of these customs and traditions can be used today, or the necessity for some of those customs and traditions today.
Right. I mean, as right now, you also share your understanding of the degrees via, you know, social media and, you know, the digital technology. You know, and there is an importance to that. Like you said, like, if you don't really come offline and really build somebody, no matter how many videos you're not gonna really get it. You know what I'm saying? But at least you could get sparked and get an idea.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's a challenge, because when I share a perspective or an understanding of something, I articulate it in a way where I say, in part, this is what this means. So that I'm communicating to people that I'm not saying this is the only way you see this, but in part, this is what equality means. In part, this is what wisdom means. This is what this means, you know? And then one thing I learned very early in terms of just being on social media is that it's important to have consistency with what you're doing in real time. So if a person came to my city on a random Tuesday, I'm going to be in the midst of what I show on social media. I'm going to be literally doing that. I'm not going to be sitting at home watching Sports Center or some shit like that, or working at a telemarketing center or something. If that's what I do, then I'm going to show that on social media. You know, but at the same time, I still have very private aspects of my life, even though I may share certain things publicly. But there's always going to be a consistency. What people see of me online, when they're around me, that's exactly what they're going to see. They're going to see me spending the majority of my time around the youth every single day. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, we oftentimes have people who are not consistent about that. They'll show some image of something that they're really not doing and really not living, which gives people false expectations about what this culture is, you know? And that's one of the things that I thought was important, you know, like, I never wanted to create no green screen behind me and all of these bells and whistles and this big introduction and stuff like this. And nah, hell nah. If I'm recording a video in my vehicle, that's because I'm either coming from somewhere or I'm going somewhere. And this is the time that I had an opportunity to share a thought. It wasn't like, yo, let me go sit in the car and make it look like I'm going somewhere and doing something. Hell nah. This is literally what I'm doing every day. And I begin to learn that people be on here fronting. They be straight lying. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't think people did that. I was kind of naive at first. You know, when I first got on social media, I thought there was going to be some integrity there, until I start seeing people telling blatant lies. So what I do, I want people to fact check the shit that I say and that I do. You don't think that I teach preschool? Then investigate where I live at and everything else, and find out where I actually teach at. With the name that I have, Saladin Allah. It ain't gonna be a different name. It's gonna be exactly what I show you. If people don't think that I'm a Human Rights Commissioner for my city, then find out when our Human Rights Commission meetings are and show up and attend and see if I'm not sitting there in City Hall. You know what I mean? So I wanted to make sure, like, yo, social media has to be a routing device back to reality. Because if people are just staying in this digital domain, they no different than the damn Sims. You know what I'm saying? Or Minecraft or some shit like that. You have to be able to route people back to reality. You know what I'm saying? Because there's aspects of the culture that we can share, which we do. But this is something that a person has to be immersed in. And the only way to immerse yourself in the culture is to live it around and to be in the midst of those who are doing this every single day.
If Mega did this,